engine.
Move from Orchard to Bellevue, and then come back down to Bellevue to get over. Engine 31, and foam blanket. Copy, copy.
Although the 4th of July is a holiday, personnel at South Metro Fire Rescue were busy from sunrise to well after sunset, working to ensure that the community stayed safe. If there was any indication that this 4th of July would be a busy one for firefighters, it came just a day earlier on July 3rd. Crews responded to several fires across South Metro's district, including a half-acre fire along the east side of I-25 north of Castle Pines Parkway. Firefighters responded to a wildland interface fire in the Grandview Estates subdivision on 5th Street. Two separate fires were burning on each side of the road. The largest was 0.2 of an acre and was dangerously close to homes. Firefighters were able to quickly contain the fire, and investigators determined that juveniles playing with fireworks were to blame.
South Metro participates in over 30 different community events on this particular day. Those include parades, picnics, 4th of July fireworks shoots in Parker, Cherry Hills, Centennial, and Lone Tree, as well as Fiddler's Green has a concert and a fireworks shoot after that. So as a result of that, we have on-duty crews that attend parades and then also participate in fire watch for fireworks. We have bike medics that provide medical services for initial aid at Parker and Lone Tree events. So there are a lot of different activities that go on that have a lot of resources dedicated to them throughout the day. Better to prepare and plan for than react to after the fact. And given the unique nature of some of these events, we take pride in the fact that we get in front of them and do a lot of planning, not just from our end, but we do a lot of planning with the event organizers, the cities, towns, and municipalities of which we serve. So it's a collaborative effort, and it represents an opportunity for us to work in concert with a lot of different entities to make sure that we're providing the safest and most reliable service possible.
We would love if everybody just came to the professional shows and left their home fireworks out of it. There are so many dangers to handling fireworks. You can get burns, you can lose limbs. People sometimes make very poor choices with those. You can also take out a house, you could take out a pet. There are a lot of things that can go wrong without you trying. Whereas at a professional show, they've done this for years. Most of our shooters have done this year in and year out. They're familiar with the site, they're familiar with their product, and they do it in a very professional and safe manner because they want to be safe as well. They carry liability insurance, they're aware of what they're doing, and honestly, they'll say no. If they don't feel comfortable, they will stop it. Plus, we have a lot of free shows you can come to. You can picnic with your family, you can just camp out, hang out for a little bit. You don't have to think about it, and the show happens and it's beautiful. They can go higher up in the air, So you've got a better fireworks display, you've got more colors, you've got choreographed to music. At home you might launch 5 or 6 rockets and then you're done. So, more fun. So when anyone wants to do a fireworks display, they would actually submit permit paperwork to us that would describe what types of fireworks they want to use, what size, where they want to shoot them from, and we would review that to make sure that it's safe and in compliance with our current codes and standards. So we look for things like the fallout zone can be maintained, the terrain is friendly to this. If we've got extreme conditions, we'd be able to handle them. We also look for things like insurance and the fact that the shooter is certified and they've got some experience. Once that's approved, we would issue a permit, and then whoever is responsible for the actual shoot from South Metro, from the Life Safety Bureau, would go out to the site and make sure that they're familiar with the terrain and that they're comfortable with where they would be. And then after that happens, we would actually go out the day of, when product is brought in, the explosives are safely brought to the site, and make sure that we've got them in racks that are secure and pointed straight up so that no one can be injured during the show. We also do things like make sure the shooters are on site at all times and that they are monitoring the product. They are making sure no members of the public come up. Very limited staff are even allowed in that area for safety. And then during the shoot, we are watching to maintain a perimeter. We are watching to make sure that everything explodes the way that it's supposed to, and that if anything happens, if the weather shifts and it's dangerous, or if something misfires, we stop the show.
So the bike medics provide a unique service for our citizens because they offer the ability to render immediate aid for medical calls, for incidents or for locations where it may be difficult for an incoming crew or a responding crew to get into because of the geographic location, the traffic, and the number of people that are at these events. So the bike medics afford us the opportunity to get medical care on site early, start to evaluate and treat the patient, and then when crews come in, then we do a handoff to the crews to get them to the hospitals. Brush trucks are another unique asset that we provide to several events. The brush trucks, much like the bike medics, provide us immediate resources for anything that could come up in the way of brush fires. And with the fireworks and the weather in July being dry, hot, and it gives us an opportunity to get those resources there before the fires get large and crews have to come in and navigate through crowds and remote locations to put out those fires.
38 out of service, special assignment, 1 hour.
Confirmed residential structure fire, map page Y25A 10,770, Bright Lane. Battalion G34, confirmed residential structure fire, Y25A 10,717, Bright Lane.
Bank 34, I've got it on my phone now.
Throughout the day on July 4th, South Metro responded to numerous incidents, including a handful of small grass and mulch fires throughout the day, but call volume dramatically increased as the evening wore on. Tower and Battalion 34 responded into Highlands Ranch for a report of a house fire, and shortly after, a large brush fire was reported at Meridian Village Parkway in Lincoln. Although that fire did burn close to homes, firefighters were able to quickly put it out before it became a major problem. At about 10:30 p.m., South Metro received numerous 911 calls reporting a wildland fire at Bluffs Regional Park. Flames and smoke were visible for miles as firefighters approached.
Are you able to access via the road?
The steep, rough terrain and dark conditions made access to the fire especially difficult.
Is that you in front of your brush truck standing there downhill for me? Negative, but while they stand up,
Engine 31, brush 62, small brush fire, map page, T32C.
Although no homes were immediately threatened, this fire was certainly concerning both for firefighters and residents alike.
Your location, that's brush 34. Brush 17. Brush 34, copy. Brush 34,
Despite our best efforts for community outreach, education, social and news media posts about the dangers of fireworks and the importance of fireworks safety, especially on the 4th of July, witnesses tell us that people were using fireworks in the open space, in the dry brush when this fire occurred. This is one of many examples of fires that South Metro responded to on the 4th of July that were 100% preventable.